When you're walking miles chasing birds, is a light shotgun your best friend?
Or is a heavy shotgun give you the edge when it matters most?
I have an alloy shotgun.
I have a steel shotgun.
We're gonna find out which one's better. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, guys, I'm excited about today's video because we're here with Drew from Orion Outdoors in Michigan. And a common question we get, Drew, is how does weight play into the equation? If you're looking for a hunting shotgun, should you go light, easy to carry, or should you go a little bit heavier? And what are the pros and cons? I would like to ask the viewers. If you had two guns that were identical, one was just, let's call it 3/4 of a pound lighter, and you're upland hunting, do you go for the lighter gun that's easier to walk with, or the heavier gun that might have a little less felt recoil? So let's just kick off first. Tell us about the guns we have here.
Yeah, so in front of us, you're holding a Caesar Greeny Magnus Light, which is a lightweight shotgun with an alloy receiver.
That it is. I grabbed this gun, I was like, whoa, there is nothing to it. This gun is awesome. And what do you have there?
This is a Magnus Field, which is virtually identical to that gun, except it has an all-steel receiver.
So I think people have questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter? When does it matter? And that's what we want to dive into today. So let's start with the Magnus Light. This shotgun is in 28 gauge. Yours is in
20 gauge.
Yes, so it's not a direct comparison there, but the big difference is the receiver. It's an alloy. It's an aluminum, which is much lighter, right? But why does that maybe scare people a little bit?
Generally, with aluminum receiver shotguns, aluminum kind of has maybe not the best pedigree in some cases, because generally there's a lot of less expensive shotguns that might use an aluminum receiver.
Yeah, when you get looking at real cheap over-under shotguns, often they are aluminum. We're talking our $700 shotguns. And so it has this kind of stigma that it's cheap. But sometimes those cheap guns do their aluminum alloy different than the nicer guns.
They do.
Talk to that a little bit.
There's different methods for making aluminum style guns. One of the methods is to heat up the aluminum and then mold it into a cast part, which is not quite as durable, more porous compared to the Caesar Greeny here is using aircraft grade aluminum.
And they're
forged
right?
from a solid piece of aluminum versus heated up and then injected into to form like a mold.
Yeah, so totally different process of how they put it together. The forge from the solid blank with high grade aluminum is going to yield a better result.
Yeah, just a more durable material than what the type of aluminum that is used and the techniques used in some of the less expensive shotguns.
But then on this one, on this Magnus Light, they go even further. Talk about the steel inserts you'll see inside this receiver.
Yeah, so if you're looking inside of the receiver, the wear points, the points that have the most abuse are steel. So they've reinforced the aluminum with steel components. So in the breech face, we have two steel inserts. The locking bolt, the mechanism that is locking the barrel onto the gun, is steel. And then the hinge pin, which is what rotates the barrel on and off the gun, is also steel. So all of the durable parts are steel. Only the receiver frame itself is aluminum.
So we end up with a lighter frame because of that. Is it a significant difference? I think they say about 20% lighter on the receiver.
Yeah, no, we put them on the scale and it was around a pound, a little less than a pound difference in weight between the two.
Right. So I mean, if you took a 28 gauge in just the Magnus, not the Magnus Light, everything else equal, it's going to be a little less than a pound. But a pound over 6 pounds is a high percentage.
It is. You can feel a big difference between a 5.5 pound gun and a 6.5 pound gun, especially when you're carrying it a lot.
For sure. So that's one of the components we're talking about is when you're hunting, you're carrying a gun, sometimes for long periods of time, and you're shooting low volume versus our sporting guns, where we're not necessarily carrying for long distances, but we're shooting high volume. Totally different application. One thing to point out here too is the monoblock is steel as well.
So the entire barrel assembly is steel. There's no aluminum in the barrel components.
So that's the Magnus Light. Tell us a little bit about the Caesar Greeny Magnus.
Yeah, so the Magnus Field, the steel version of that gun, is virtually identical. It's a little bit different in appearance. because it has a color case hardened receiver versus the coin finish receiver.
And you mentioned that they can't color case
Yeah,
the
so the
aluminum.
alloy is just significantly more difficult to color case the receiver. It doesn't hold up as well. So they kind of distinguish between the looks of the two by making one nickel and one color case hardened. In terms of mechanics, the steel gun has an all steel receiver. All the other parts are the same as the Magnus Light. So that's what gives this a little bit more weight. It also makes it a little bit lighter on recoil because it has the added weight. So this, in my opinion, is it's more of a gun that if you're going to be carrying it not as much or shooting a lot, you'll find this gun to be more favorable than a light version.
So there's always kind of this give and take, this pro and con, right? The pro of the light gun, easier to carry, especially for putting on a lot of miles. The pro of the steel receiver, one, going to be a little bit more durable probably over time, but you're going to have less felt recoil.
Exactly.
Purely due to the weight.
And a lot of times when we're thinking about these two guns and which decision is going to be the right one for you, it's important to think about how you're going to be using it and what your typical scenario is. What type of hunting do you do? In a lot of cases, you can buy a nice pretty gun like this and you end up grabbing a different gun to go hunting with it because you're just more comfortable carrying the other one.
Right.
So in those situations, you probably should buy a light version because a heavy gun is no good to you if you're never going to use it.
I say we do a little bit of shooting. We got a challenge that I think we should throw down here, Drew. It's not only alloy versus steel. It's
Steve versus Drew.
Versus Drew. This is your home range here.
Yeah.
What's the name of the range?
Advantage. This is Michigan Shooting Centers. We've got 2 locations. This is Bald Mountain Shooting Range in Lake Orion.
Ah, beautiful place you have here. We haven't got to see a whole lot of it. We've been kind of set here for a minute, but I got some ammo. You got some ammo.
I've got some ammo.
Here's what I think we do. We start with one, and we just go sudden death.
Okay.
Right? 1, 2, 3, we start working them. Whoever misses first loses.
Sounds fair.
All right, Drew. Just to point out all the advantages that you have. We're at your range. I have the 28 gauge. You have
the 20 gauge.
You have the 20. So with that said, let's start. Pull.
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 Pull. Full use of the gun.
Second shots count, huh?
Yeah.
Pull.
Guess who doesn't need a second shot? Pull.
Oh, he hit it on the second shot. Pull.
Oh! I thought I had him. Pull.
Show off over here now.
Bonus points.
Pull.
He gets bonus points and style points because your break of the chip was even better. 6 bird on the way down, pull. Dang.
Close.
Here it is for the taking.
Pull. Is that on the way down? Did I wait long enough?
And today's winner is Drew. Well, we need to switch here.
Okay.
Because now we're going to do a little comparison. We both shot several rounds through each of these guns. Just
For some reason, I've only got 1 shell left, Steve.
That's unfortunate. That's a perfect time to switch. Pull.
There you go.
Still top side. There we go. That felt good. Man, you could really show me a thing or two if you take it with the 28.
Pull.
And he showed me a thing or two. 28 gauge, first try.
So what do you think about that 20 gauge, the heavier gun versus this lighter one?
I like them both. If I was gonna go hunting, let's say I'm pheasant hunting, any type of upland hunting, grouse hunting, depends how much I'm walking. If it's gonna be a morning couple hours, I might tend to lean this way just because I'm a little smoother with it. Recoil is a little bit, it's not less, it's just less jumpy, I would say. It's a 20 gauge. This
you
is
could probably
20.
transition to the second shot a little bit smoother with that heavier gun.
Grouse woods, like quick moving shots, or even quail, this might be better. Pheasant, I would maybe lean this way a little bit more, but again, depends how much I'm gonna be walking. I've done hunts where you're walking 8+ miles. This would be extremely nice. This shot really nice. At the end of the day, if I could only choose one, I might go with the Magnus Light in a sub gauge. I love sub gauge, but if I had to go 12 gauge, maybe I'm chasing late season pheasants, I want that extra pellet count, I'd probably do this.
Yeah, it's going to be that in a 12 gauge, the light is a lot of recoil. So it's generally best for most people to think about a heavier 12 gauge.
Yes.
That's where the weight plays the biggest component in recoil.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If I was going to do a 12 gauge, I would do this. But sub gauge and walking a fair amount, and I'm okay with quicker shots, I like that a lot. So, how about you?
I'm kind of the same boat. So I shoot a lot of sporting clays. So I like longer barreled guns.
Yep.
So like this, a longer barrel, like 28 or 30 inch standard weight feels more natural to me. I feel like I transition easier with it.
I think that's an important piece to maybe mention as well. What are you shooting normally, right? So you shoot a lot of clays all summer long and then you go hunting. You're shooting clays with a 32 or 34 inch, 8.5 pound gun, and then all of a sudden you jump to a
5.5 pound,
5.5 pound, 28 inch barrel. It's a big jump in experience. Now going and shooting a few boxes of shells would probably help go a long ways, but the closer you can be maybe in some regards to what you normally shoot, easier transition.
You're just gonna be more comfortable, and no matter which gun you choose, you want one that you can hit birds with.
Yeah.
So in a lot of cases, if you have one that you're comfortable carrying that is most consistent or feels most like your everyday driver, you're gonna want to choose something like that.
So how about you guys? Which one would you go with? If you had to choose, let's say the options are the Caesar Magnus, steel,
or the lightweight Caesar Magnus Light alloy receiver.
Which one are you going with? Put it down in the comments down below. I've had a lot of fun. We got more shooting to do, so let's turn these cameras off and get back to shooting.
Yes.
I appreciate you, Drew.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, make sure you check out Orion Outdoors on Instagram or on YouTube. They put out some really great videos. That's actually how I found you guys.
Yes.
And now we're here shooting a video together. So how cool is that?
Well, welcome to Michigan, Steve.
Yeah, good to be here. I'm ready to do some more shooting. So let's close this video down. Remember, guys, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only going to hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live.
Target focused.
See ya.